Hello everybody. Oh, not very many racing tonight, is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11? Well, that is poor. Poor turnout. Should have raced myself, shall I? Spaceman, howdy. Sam Barrett. Sorry, Samuel Barrett, as your name says. Howdy. Tonight, everybody, we are at the Hungaroring down in Hungary. This is an awful track. It's an awful track. It's an awful track on F1 cars. So F2 with fixed setups, this is going to be fun. We will stay on with our new boy Suzuki 550 as he comes into the first corner. Drops right down from first to 6th, 5th coming out of it. Spaceman at the minute is ahead of everybody else. Go on, our Space. All on you, buddy. You can do it. Oh, couple of dips in and out of those corners. You also don't want to catch that inside curb. Guinnett has retired from session. I think that's a crash. We've got Grumpy now at the top, Suzuki at the top, Sam Barrett at the top. Very, very close as we go round. This very, very technical, tight, not very good at overtaking track. There's only really two places you can overtake, and that is the line they're coming down now and the home straight, unless you're brave and go into corners. But you'd have to be very brave to do it on this track. So at the minute, coming round the final corner, we are still on with Suzuki, who's currently second. Sam Barrett is provisional pole, but as they cross, there we go. Sam Barrett 130.2. Suzuki, new boy, 130.3. Grumpy rounds off your top three, the 130.5. SOB was disqualified. I missed that. Sorry, boys. Spaceman with a 133.1. That must have all been Sector 3. Because he was up there. He was up there. Let me just find my page. There we go. That's the one. And we'll give you a quick run through. So we've got Sam Barrett, Suzuki and Grumpy riding off your top three. Impossible Bacon up there in 4th. Good result there, pal. Safkov in 5th. Cheeky in 6th. Spaceman in 7th. BA Dubs in 8th. Kaz in 9th. SOB disqualified in 10th. And Guinnett disqualified in 11th. No George or Jim this week. That means the result standings is wide open. This is round 7 in Hungary. Pole was a 130. Let's get everybody's fastest lap. Dry race 2. Nice. Just write down for me, get ready for me winners. Sprint and winner overall. I need to remember to check the overall this week because I forgot last week in Italy. But with the results Guinnett had, he was certainly the winner overall. Ooh. Doodly doo. There we go. 20 seconds. Straight in the race. No formation lap. Everybody's going to be scoring. Top 3. Sam Barrett, Saf. Suzuki could be there. He is new, we don't know. Bacon thinks he's got a chance. It's wide open at the top. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 red lights. And away we go at the Hungary. I need a better camera than that. There we go. Nice clean cutaway today. No crashes on the line. It is tight coming into turn 1. Looks like a bit of a nudge from Cheeky B in the dams. We do have a spin. That's Sam Barrett. Podium elect from myself, and he spun on the first corner. It wasn't just him though. Cheeky B has gone as well. I think that was a collision of both cars hooked together. Just an unfortunate racing incident by the looks of it. I think we had B.A. Baracus going for a bit of a wobble, bit of a yellow in the sector he was in. So our new driver has started off well. He's got himself a second ahead at the minute. In first place, Grumpy in second, and Bacon up to third from fourth. Sob overtaken to take fourth place, and Safkov dropping to fifth. Guinnett in sixth, Spaceman, lucky 7. Bit of a car off track there. Looks like it was Grumpy. Took it a bit wide. These cameras aren't great, are they? And we're off. We're off in a motor car, as the song goes. Almost 2 seconds now for Suzuki. It's a very good debut in the F2 cars for himself. Never driven the F2s before. Straight in, 2 seconds clear after lap 1. Impossible Bacon goes for the inside around Grumpy. I think he manages to pull it off. We'll go on the view of fourth place Sob at the minute, who is catching. It's a dodgy corner to take 2 in there. Oh, that could have been race ending for both drivers there. That's not a corner you want to dive into. It's a quick left-hander. All this battling is only helping Suzuki, who's now 3.5 seconds ahead of second place Bacon. Sob hasn't raced in a couple of weeks as far as I remember, but he's doing well at the minute, up in third place and right up the exhaust of Bacon. We do have Grumpy Catman just behind Sob as well. Can he take his position back coming down the straight and into the right hander? He goes for it on the inside, side by side. Just couldn't make it stick. Oh, Sob off track again. Patience is a virtue, my friend. Take your time, and if it's going to happen, it will happen. The RS is now enabled on lap 3. Let's have a look at some details. In terms of tyres, we only have 3 cars not on the softs. That would be Safkov, Guinnett and BA Dubs, who are all on the mediums. They will go a little longer than the rest of the runners. The rest of them on the soft tyre. Nobody with a penalty yet. Sob manages to get past Bacon for second place, who is now 4.8 behind the leader. Obviously no stops yet. Sob has had a great start, to be fair to him. 8 places gained. Guinnett 6 places gained. A couple of 1-2 moves everywhere else. Sam Barrett biggest loser, but we know he's spun on turn 1, so he's got the quality, he's got the pace. He's certainly not out of the race. You know, he's only half a second behind Kaz in 8th place, who then is less than 2 seconds behind Spaceman. It's very, very close. This second to 7th, really. Oh, Grumpy Catman goes for one up the inside of Guinnett, but just comes off. We do have a couple of first penalties. Cheeky B and Spaceman I think both picking up 3 seconds, not anywhere near each other, so nobody was run off. I think Cheeky might just be trying to push a little bit too hard with him being at the back, but we shall see. Grumpy's dropping a little bit now, 0.6. We have Bacon and Safkov coming in back into turn 1. Bacon just about edges Safkov out, I think, but they are still side by side. Coming into the left-hander. It's a quick left-hander, but you don't want to catch any of the curbs. Both of them will throw you off. Safkov manages that overtake there for 3rd place. Ooh, that was close. Not very many overtaking opportunities on this track. Unless, like I say, unless you're brave or you're going to throw it in there. Might be careful doing that because it's so easy to just throw yourself off as well. A lot of these curbs will just spin the car. Not too much at this point, but certainly anything raised. Safkov making good strides on those mediums, staying within the top few drivers. That can only benefit him really, because he'll be on the faster tyre near the end. We'll go a little longer. Sob sends it wide. Bacon sends it wide. Safkov takes advantage of Sob going wide there, and Guinnett also taking advantage of Bacon going wide. Suzuki picks up the first penalty, driving on his own as well. I don't know what happened there, mate. Must have took that corner a little bit wide for yourself. Just get yourself into a rhythm. You're 6 seconds ahead. Sam Barrett certainly making those places back up. 1:32 fastest lap so far. Look at this, we're almost 3 wide coming out of turn 1. Guinnett, Sob and Safkov. Sob, you can see he's really pushing that car. Just trying and trying. You can see he's going wide at almost every corner. He wants to try and keep it straight on them straights though. He's having a bit of a wobble. Saf and Zinit now. Zinit again? Where am I getting that from? Saf and Guinnett now side by side coming into the chicane. That's not where you want to be side by side. Keep it tidy. Kaz overtaking Spaceman down in the midfield. Sam Barrett overtaking Bacon now as well. Sam Barrett, he's got his foot to the floor, the pedal to the metal. Sob with a 3 second there as well. And he looks like he's gone wide at every corner. I'm surprised he's only on 3. But there we go. Pushing. Sam Barrett's the first one to bite the bullet and change his tyres. Can certainly go 13 on the mediums. Get that over and done with. Spaceman follows him in as well. Hopefully Spaceman hasn't got damage. I'd like to see him do well. BA Dubs is staying out on the mediums for probably another 6 or so laps. Oh, I missed Grumpy going into the pits. He's already stopped. Suzuki just needs to look after his own race, really. 6.5 seconds ahead. Keep it clean and just drive. That might be a race winner determined already. Sob, however, has got a bit of a train behind him, so he needs to watch, because the 2 cars behind him as well are on the harder tyre. So Sob will pit first. Whoa. Guinnett just getting a better exit there, but there just wasn't enough room to actually move. Late braking, sending it into the right hand side. Does manage the overtake. He gets it stuck as well. He's got Sob in his eye lines. Ooh, that's Saf didn't get damage from that, did it? We'll stay on with Saf. He's got a 5 second for speeding in the pit lane as well. That's no good, but we'll stay on with Saf, see if he got damage from that, because there's no reason for him to be pitting now on the medium tyres. Cheeky's come in as well. Sob came in to get off those softs, and Suzuki as well. Yeah, so Safkov did get damage from that, unfortunately. So it's a bit of a long pit stop there. Cheeky will still. Yeah, he's only just parked up, Cheeky. So from that we have Suzuki back down in 5th place now that he's stopped. Top 4 obviously haven't stopped yet, as you can see. And Grumpy is P2 technically, with Sam Barrett rounding off the top 3. All the others after pit, but this is on Guinnett now to make the space, being the top runner on the mediums. So he needs to make up those times so that when he does pit, he doesn't drop too far back. Bacon and Kaz will be pitting soon to get off the softs. In fact, are they going to go in this lap? Looks like Bacon is. Yep, Bacon's going to get their mediums on, but Kaz is going to stay out for at least another one. Driving in Mick Schumacher's F2 car there. So Guinnett's got the 3.7, so that's 6, 7, so he's got about 28 seconds over Suzuki, who was at the front. He's going to have to keep pushing, keep pushing before he pits for the softs, because he's going to want to get in and get back out before Suzuki does. Sam Barrett beating his own fastest lap there. Top 4 still to pit. Oh no, top 4 now pit, yeah, so it's only Guinnett and Kaz who have not. Penalties are now piling up. That was a big corner cut there by Grumpy, we saw that one. Yeah, Kaz, Guinnett and Dubs are the 3 that haven't yet. So, like I say, Guinnett's going to want to keep that time going up. He's probably only about, what, 22, 23 seconds now, so he's lost a few to Suzuki. Whoa! Why did he stop? Looked like BA stopped on the track then. That's going to... that was wing damage as well for Grumpy there. I don't know what happened there. That didn't look too kind. What happened there, Dubs? But means Grumpy's going to have to pit again, all the way to the back. Andy's got to pit. We've had Cheeky retire at some point. That didn't even see that come up. Suzuki now on 6 seconds of penalties, and overtaking Sam Barrett for that 2nd spot. What do I want? That one. 23 seconds. So he'll definitely come out behind Suzuki whenever he goes in. Pit stops for F2 are a lot longer than F1, and they're usually 18 to 23, I think. Just grab me a drink. Ooh. Everyone's getting a little bit further and further apart at the minute. Kaz is closest in terms of any kind of overtaking opportunities. We'll stick on that. Dubs seemed to, well, it looked like he pulled to one side actually, but maybe he just took it a little bit too deep. that wide as well there. Throw himself back on track. Sorry, I was just looking in the Discord. I went quiet for a second there. Retaining that 23 seconds so far. I think it's still not enough. Safkov passing down the home straight there. Past Dubs. Will stick on. Can Spaceman do the same? Just couldn't get it turned enough. Went it wide. Getting it up to 24 seconds over second place. He's probably got about 2 or 3 more laps before he pits. He's going to want to see if he can get it up to at least sort of 25, 26. And even then it'll be tight. The only thing that will help him is that he will be on the softer, quicker tyre as he comes out. So he's got he does have the chance to catch up to Suzuki if he does come out behind him. Spaceman there in the car of Tictum. He had an unfortunate race today in Monaco. Did Tictum, went for an overtake into Raskaz and just sent it straight. That was unfortunate. This is now the closest battle on track. Is Spaceman just about catching up with Dubs? He's within that second. Does have the DRS. Let's get the telemetry on. Can't quite seem to keep that pace. Depending on the corner, it's rocking between about half a second and a second. Again, it's pulled away to 25. So he's doing the right thing. Pulling the right moves out there. What a debut for Suzuki though. Came into the race just hoping for a good finish, and you can't fault the guy. Straight in. I think it's a certain podium as long as he doesn't throw it away. Sam Barrett slowly catching. Very slowly catching. Spaceman did get past Dubs though. And he's made some time on him. I wonder if Dubs went for a spin. There was no yellow flag or anything came up, so maybe not. But if you look at the track map on the right hand side, there is some big gaps between the cars. It's hard to commentate on when there's nothing really happening. The cars have taken it in the stride. Getting it floating around 26 seconds, it's about right. He wants, like I say, he's probably got another lap or so, maybe the end of 13 before he comes in. He's going to want to push that just a little bit further. If he does end up behind Suzuki as he comes out, it'll only be within a second or two, so he's got like I say, he's got the softer tyre coming out. Certainly the chance to catch up and overtake again for the last 6 laps. What have we got? It's just that really. Bacon's closest to Sob, 1.1 second. Needs to try and push just that little bit. If he can just get past Sob, I think he can keep it. Sob looks like he's settled down a bit now. He's still taking it wide out of most corners. I think he just needs to slow down just coming into them. Although he's obviously coming back on track at the right points because he's not getting the penalties. That's not what I wanted. I wanted that one. Oh yeah. Well, he's got a couple. He's got 9 seconds, whereas Bacon is penalty free. Could be a big win there for Bacon if he can keep it penalty free. Although if he can get past Sob and up close to Sam Barrett, that'd be even better because he'd get a podium. At the minute, he would only overtake Sob and come fourth. He's now within half a second of Sob. He's certainly listening because he's pushed a little bit. He's made up that 6/10. Coming round sector 2. Oh, and Guinnett gets a 5-second going into the pit lane. Oh, that's going to throw things. Because he's now got 2 seconds more penalties than Suzuki has. Guinnett's going to go on to the softs. It's going to be Suzuki's going to make it round as well. I think I might have... oh no, Guinnett's on his way out. There we are. So Suzuki will get ahead. Sam Barrett, he put his pedal to the metal there. He got ahead as well, but both within a second. I mean, Sam Barrett could win on penalties, with him only having 3. I want to keep with this front 3, but I also want to see if Bacon can send one on Sob cleanly, obviously. And it coming up the inside of Sam. He's going to want to wait for a better bit. You don't want to come diving into a chicane. It's certainly tight for another couple of corners afterwards as well. We'll go on board. A little bit of a lock up there by Sam. So you can use the curbs. Send one down the long straight. Oh, just can't get it turned there. That's unlucky. Ooh, was tight braking that. Ooh, get it late braking. Slowly keeping an eye on the interval of Bacon there. He's dropped back a couple of tenths, but nothing major. Front 3 cars all within 3/10 of each other. Up the inside, a little bit of a nudge. DRS as well. He's got to have kept this now. Top 3 English again. It's good to see. In fact, I think the top 4 are English. I'm sure SOB is English. Maybe not. Might be American. Top 3 are definitely English though. There's no favouritism from me though. Comes up the inside on that. It's an awkward one because you certainly don't want to. You don't even want to touch that grey curb on that inside. Any kind of touch on that, and it just throws you. Absolutely throws you. About half a second between the front 3 still, but we have had a bit of rotation with Guinnett. He's going to want to make up. Well, he's going to have to make up a couple of seconds. But Sam Barrett's going to want to keep as close as possible to overtake over the line. Bacon still within about 6/10 of Sob, not much change there. Back 3 are pretty much set. 10 seconds, 30 seconds. Grumpy's got ahead of BA Dubs though. Is Dubs driving with damage? He seems to have gone a lot slower since. There's Sam Barrett now with the DRS. Coming up to turn 1. I think he would have attempted a switch back there, but Suzuki kept the line well. Kept the position as well. And all this battling is doing, all it's doing is helping Guinnett. Guinnett is just... He's put the radio on, I think, Guinnett. He's just driving away, singing his little heart out to Boyzone. making up those couple of seconds while Suzuki and Sam just battle it out for that second place. I mean, Sam doesn't have to send it anyway. He doesn't have to overtake. He just wants to keep it close, really. Obviously, you want to get it done on track, but he doesn't need to. Just wants to stay within those 3 seconds. Suzuki's going to want to push to get within those 2 seconds of Guinnett, though, and at the minute he's just about keeping it in 1.8. All it takes is a good exit from Guinnett, and he's gone. Oh, Sam goes for a wobble, and he's spun. He's spun. This is on Sob now to try and overtake. Just too far behind. Guinnett with the fastest lap. I mean, he's on the newer, softer tyre. It is to be expected. Guinnett, however, does have the last 4 fastest laps over the last 2 weekends. Got both of them in Italy last week. Got both of them in Austria the week before. So he's certainly got the pace in the fixed setups. Guinnett has pulled away to 3 seconds now over Suzuki, so he is cementing that first place position. Suzuki there with another 3 seconds, so now it doesn't really matter. He's got an extra second of penalty as Suzuki over Guinnett, so say Guinnett, enjoy your bow zone and just Sunday drive it, pal. Keep it clean and you've got it. Sam Barrett's going to want to push and catch up to Suzuki, though. He was so close. And with that 6 seconds, I mean, he only has to catch another second. You've got to be within those 6, and at the minute he's on 6.5. If he can catch a second in 2 laps, or at least, you know, have a good exit out of some and catch up those 4 to 5 tenths, it's going to be close towards the end. Bacon and Sob just behind, though. Oh, Bacon having a bit of a wobble coming out of that corner. Kaz has caught up within half a second. Kaz has got more penalties, though, so that's not a massive worry for any of the 2 drivers ahead. Guinnett again with the fastest lap coming towards the end of the race. Sam boy, you're losing time. Losing time. You've got 2 laps, pal. You need to make up 7 tenths or 8 tenths to make sure, or hope Suzuki gets another penalty. Oh, and Bacon has thrown it on T1 as well. On the penultimate lap, he had a bit of a nudge against Sob's back end. Just too much throttle, I think, coming out of the corner. Kaz took advantage of that. I mean, he was only half a second behind, but he has hopped over Bacon into 5th place. He's going to want to try and take Sob. Again, it doesn't really matter too much. Sob has 12 seconds of penalties, which means the minute he would drop 2 places, so Kaz and Bacon would leapfrog Sob as things stand. Although Bacon would be the... Oh no, Bacon wouldn't be a big winner there, actually. He'd be the big winner because he's fast. Oh yeah, he would. Yeah, because Bacon had to overtake Kaz. Sorry. My maths is off. Guinnett is pulling away. Look, he's 5 seconds ahead now. Coming on to the final lap, I think. There he is, final lap. Home straight one last time. We'll stay on with Guinnett, unless Kaz can get within a couple of tenths of Sob. So he's done a last to first. He was the first car out in qualifying, so started right at the back. Pulled off the alternate strategy better than anyone else. That's tidy. Kaz still within that half a second. Sam's still over 6 seconds behind, though. He's only got 3 tenths to go if he can make that up. Couple of nice exits and you've got it. 6-1. It's going to be a close for that second spot. not quite cemented yet for Suzuki. But what a debut drive there from Suzuki. Man came in thinking, oh, just get a couple of points. And there he is, first race, first podium. And we watch Guinnett over the line to win our feature race. Along with fastest lap. Suzuki is second, so Sam Barrett looks like he just about makes that 6-second break to overtake into second place. That's a good drive. Kaz will overtake Sob to take fourth. So Sob will finish in sixth. Yeah, I was right. Bacon will overtake as well. Spaceman coming around the final corner for seventh, and Safkov in eighth. BA Dubs in ninth, and Grumpy, who was a lap down, has already finished in 10th. So the winner was Guinnett. He is certainly in it to win it, isn't he? He's got fastest lap as well. Fastest lap for 1:30.5. That's only 0.3 slower than qualifying pole. So that's a hell of a lap there from Guinnett. We'll watch BA Dubs come over the line. Come on. Come on, Flower. Topple over. Into the sprint race. As usual, you all know how it works. Front 8 will rotate. So Safkov up to Guinnett will rotate. So Safkov will start in pole. And Spaceman will round out the front row. Guinnett will drop back to 8th with Sam Barrett in 7th. Nice little jig onto the step there, Guinnett. There we are then. So as you can see, obviously nothing changes. We don't have to scroll anywhere. Guinnett is top. Sam Barrett is second. Suzuki rounds out your podium places in third. Kaz jumps over in penalties to fourth. Bacon overtook Sob on the penalties as well at the end to make fifth. Sob in sixth. Spaceman with his lucky seventh. Safkov in eighth. BA Dubs in ninth. And Grumpy Catman in 10th, with Cheeky retiring early on in the race. So no finish from himself. I'll count down to a sprint race. Come on, sing it, you all know it. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, so no pit stop needed in the sprint race. So put yourself on a tyre that will take you to the end without too much trouble. I'm guessing everybody will be on the same tyre. I wonder if those medium tyres being put there is generic, or is that what the drivers are choosing? Oh, Spaceman wasn't the first to press X there. Come on, boys, you know the rules. Cheeky B has left the session. So now we're down to 10. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we're off for the sprint race. Safkov looks like he gets a good clean break away. I want to change the camera, thank you very much. See, Sob, sending one up the middle there. Keep it clean though, boys. Looks like Spaceman and Safkov are just hooked. Spaceman comes off the track. That is unfortunate. We do have a yellow in Sector 1. That was all, I think, because of the dive from Sob. I think it upset Saf. And the line he was on. Not that he's done it maliciously, just the line he was on. Maybe he just hooked Spaceman. He'll get it back up and running though. Has he got damage? He has lost an end plate. It's unfortunate for Space, but Sob does take the lead currently. Safkov second, Sam Barrett rounds off your third. Guinnett has pulled up to fourth from 8th, already lap 1. Let's get all this back on again. There we are, see. Suzuki up to 5th, Impossible Bacon 6th, and Kaz 7th with Grumpy in 8th. Cheeky B, who must just be in AI mode at the moment, in 9th. I expect he would come at the back, as AI do not drive as quick as we do. BA Dubs in 10th. Unless Cheeky got back in, but it looked like he were ghosted. Yeah, he's ghosted, look. Sob, just remember, the race is not won on lap 1 or turn 1. Safkov is coming back to him. Not quite too wide round turn 1, but it was almost. Everything else seems to be clean as we come through the first few corners of lap 2. Spaceman straight into the pits there, getting a new end plate. Well, get a new wing, but because of the end plate. We'll sit with Saf. Sob's having a few connection issues there, a bit of a lag. Saf's going to want to capitalise when he can, but there's not too many opportunities. Sam Barrett, I think, got a better exit than Saf out of that corner, but doesn't manage to overtake him down the straight. Suzuki and BA Dubs. First ones with penalties. Suzuki with the fastest lap as well so far. 3 seconds each. Oh, bit of a nudge there by Guinnett coming past Sam. Bit of a friendly rivalry. Oh, and is that Guinnett off? That's Guinnett off. That little bump must have just thrown him. And he's still got all his wings, so there's no damage. And as you saw in last race, when he went last to first, he certainly got the pace to pull it back. Still very, very close at the front. Saf within a few tenths of Sob, who's still leading. Does pick up a penalty though. BA Dubs overtaking the AI car of Cheeky. I expect Spaceman to catch up as well, he can do that. Suzuki and Impossible pretty close, within a few tenths of each other. Kaz just bringing it down. Well, Kaz did just bring it down in time for the DRS down the straight. Suzuki in the Mazepin car. Sob sending it very wide again into turn 1. You do have a brake pedal. That gives Safkov the chance to overtake, and he's already pulled up over a second on Sob now in second. If he keeps sending it wide, I can see Sam Barrett and Suzuki overtaking him as well. Now Sam Barrett right up the exhaust of Sob will go into driver view to see as and when he takes him. He will get the DRS, whereas Sob won't. Need to take full advantage of that. Although if they have past few laps or anything to go by, Sob will send it wide into turn 1 anyway. Oh, doesn't want to be doing that. That's it, change your lines. Sob stays with him. Sam Barrett gets past. He's not quite past yet. Sob goes for the late brake. Sam goes for the switchback move, but Sob just manages to keep it. Oh, went a bit ghosted there and off track. that was good for nobody. Well, it was good for Sam, I guess. He got the overtake done, but Sob is back unghosted in 3rd position. Suzuki's dropped back just a little bit, 1.4 behind now. Guinnett about half a second behind. We'll stay on with Kaz. Just see if we can get the back of this little train going on. Got Spaceman pushing it again, being right at the back. It was unfortunate that first turn. Just dropping back a little bit. Switch to Ginnett's point of view. We've got Grumpy actually, we're just within a couple of tenths of Kaz. I think both might have had the DRS. Into turn 1, out of turn 1. We can see all 4 cars from this point of view. We'll stick in with that for the minute. Can I clear the... There we go. Let's clear the screen. Just to get a full screen and see what's cracking, if anything. A little bit tentative coming through that corner, but with a fixed setup, so don't blame him. Obviously with the F1 cars you throw it through the chicane. What else we got? Bacon, a few tenths now of Suzuki as well. Made up a little bit of time over Guinnett there. I don't know if he just had a couple of bad exits. It's okay from Grumpy's point of view. Let's see, can Bacon get it done down the home straight. Suzuki currently is over a second, so shouldn't get the DRS. Sob with another penalty there. Go, foot down. Sam Barrett the fastest lap. Guinnett with the penalty. Just too far behind for Bacon. Sob's gone into AI mode. Oh, bit of a wobble from both cars there. Using a lot more curb than I would there on that left hand side. Come on, Sob, you can't be pausing it midway. That's all that was. You weren't ghosted, you were just AI'd. Oh, Bacon with a time penalty as well, cutting the chicane. Jump on with Guinnett and Kaz, who have caught up both cars. Little train from 3rd to 7th. Can anybody get anything done? Guinness takes it a little bit wide. Doesn't lose too much time though. Just means every car behind Sob up to Kaz will get the DRS down the home straight. Pit straight, home straight, start straight. Sam Barrett beating his own time there, 1:31.1. And the only thing that happens there when you've all got it is that you're all going at about the same pace and you all get the same amount of boost. Sob doing quite well to defend his position, you've got to say. You know, he didn't have the DRS down that straight. We've had a car come off and it's Grumpy. I envision he will be quite grumpy about that because he was right in the mix. Well, he certainly wasn't 16 seconds behind anyway. It was only a couple of seconds. Top two, no penalties yet. We've got 6 laps to go, I think. No, 7 laps. Well, yeah, pretty much 6 laps. We're near the end of this one now, aren't we? 6 and a bit laps. Suzuki manages to overtake Sob. So this is on Suzuki now to leave that train behind. Sob looks like a very good defensive racer, holds his position, not too good at the offensive, sending it down that turn 1 straight off the start. Also taking it wide a good few times. He's got a few penalties now, I think, where I'm at there. Just, I mean, that was well braked actually. That wasn't a bad move, actually. I'm looking at the wrong thing, that's why. There we go, penalties. Oh, both Sob and Suzuki on 6. So, if it stays as is for the next 6 laps, Guinness will take 3rd position from 5th. Suzuki there with another 3 as I say that as well. So they're going to want to get these overtakes done and then floor it, basically. I think Bacon had a bit of a look there on Guinness, but just no room. Kaz as well, penalty free. He could that could be a big jump for Kazaruni, with all 4 cars in front of him having penalties. Just needs to stay as close as possible. Needs to take on the aura of his real life driver that the car is in, old Mick Schumacher. Be one with the car, Kaz, and you will rise, or something. Grumpy's pulled back a second or so from his little spin out of turn 1 on the last lap. Spaceman had to have a second stop. Thought he'd have gone on the softs with a second stop, just to get the maybe nick that fastest lap point. Saf doing well currently. It's been, the timing's been about the same for a while, I think. Sam's slowly catching up, but is it going to be enough? Both drivers just need to stay penalty free. Looks like 1-2 will be theirs anyway, with 3rd down to 7th all battling. They're just slowing themselves down. But this battle for 1st could hot up in the last few laps. Fluctuating around that 2nd. He wants to be just less coming past the detection point. He was just over a second by when I looked at it. I think he's got the pace there, Scav. I certainly think he'll be able to get close. But Saf, he's a good driver. He knows where and when to defend. Oh, couldn't get out of gear there, Sam. Suzuki right up the exhaust of Sob's still defending really, really well. Just keeping this train going. All within a couple of tenths of each other, the cars behind. He's just managing just to hold off. Fortunately, Suzuki's going to be the big loser out of the 4 cars with the most penalties. Kaz is going to be the big winner if he can keep penalty free and keep within a few tenths. Sam Barrett now within that second and staying. 3 and a bit laps to go. Just coming into sector 3. He's going to need a couple of good exits. Saf is a consistent driver. A couple of lockups there from Sam as well. He has got the DRS coming this time. I think 8 tenths is a bit far away usually. I think you want to be within about half a second to have a shot. But it can only help Sam getting within that half a second, and then maybe same place next lap. Maybe. Suzuki 2 tenths again coming around turn 1. Oh, just a bit of a wobble coming out of it. Manages to hold it. It was a good save. Guinnett not able to get by. This train is still so close. Sob with another penalty there. That takes them both to 9 seconds, 3rd and 4th. I mean, if nothing changes there, I think it's Kaz that would take 3rd place all the way from 7th. Suzuki's in the double digits now. 12 seconds. Sam's getting close. I think if he can get round the final corner at about maybe just under 5 tenths, about just under half a second, I think he's got a good chance coming down that pit straight. We'll have a look anyway. But he needs a good exit. Got the DRS. He's catching. I just don't. It's not enough. It's not enough. He's got the DRS again. Sam forgetting to change gears again coming out of there. Well, 2 laps to go. I think the front and back cars of this little train here are probably driving the best out of the 4. Because Sob is defending really, really well, and for Kaz to keep it within that second for a good maybe 5 or 6 laps this has been going on now, penalty free as well. I think those two making that little car sandwich. I think the quality is on show, but Kaz is just going to want to stay there. He can stay within that second. He needs to put his foot down now because he's just dropped behind that second, but stay so close to this pack. He's only going to win. I think if he can stay that close, I'm pretty sure he's on that podium spot. Sam just too far behind again as they come up to T1. Down to about 3 tenths coming into it, but it's now or never. And I don't think it's going to happen. A couple of cars sliding. Ooh, bit of a touch there, I think. Sob still defending that position so well. It's not for Suzuki to push, really. He's got the 3 extra seconds. I mean, he's not going to want to drop either, but he certainly doesn't need to push Sob anymore. Guinnett takes it wide. This is on Kaz. Kaz can stay clean for this lap. Sam's still within that half a second of Saf. I think barring any wobbles or late penalties, I think it's Saf's race now. They've got, what, 2 corners left? A small piece of DRS, but you'd have to be alongside him. We'll watch them come over the line. It will be Saf to take the win. Just about. Look at that, 3/10. Good drive from both drivers there. Good defended driving from Saf, but Sob, although his first corner dive was a little bit ruckus, his defensive driving throughout the past 7 or 8 laps has been phenomenal. There, big winner there is Kaz. Kept it with that little train the whole time, jumps to 3rd on the podium. Bacon will take 4th, Guinnett in 5th. Sob will drop all the way down to 6th, Suzuki dropping all the way down to 7th. Grumpy will round 8th, BA Dubs in 9th, and as Cheeky B was left, I think we'll give Spaceman P10. Driver of the day was Sam Barrett just for his overtakes, but for me, driver of the day, I think Kaz. I think keeping it so close to that train just to take advantage at the end on them penalties, I think that was such a great drive by Kaz there. Well done, pal. Saf, good win. Sam was so close in the end. Thanks, mate. So, for the sprint race, you know the rundown there. We're going to give Spaceman P10 though. Cheeky Bum wasn't even in here. So, the results for the weekend there, there's no scrolling to be done, which saves me a whole load of time and bother. But Sam Barrett is the winner of the weekend with 2 great results in the feature and the sprint. Well done, Sam. No wins for yourself, but you are the overall winner. Guinnett coming 2nd and Kaz rounding off the top 3. So overall, what a great weekend there for Kaz. Safkov in 4th place. That win at the end just brought you right back into it. Bacon 5th, Suzuki 6th, Sob 7th, Spaceman 8th. Good weekend there, pal. BA Dubs in 9th. Grumpy Catman will round out the top 10. And Sam, I think, had the fastest lap with a 1:31. The winner overall was Sam Barrett with no races under his belt this weekend, but a consistent drive both races, just puts him winner overall. So good driving, boys, good driving. We do have tier 2 coming up in just under an hour. Keep out for the links. Should be a good race. It is Italy tonight. Always one we enjoy. Have a good evening. I'm Johnny 5. Good